Happy birthday, Virgo. Your birthday is your solar return and the beginning of a new solar cycle. We have a lot of amazing Earth energy in September, some fabulous trines, intense but transformative in potentially a very positive way. So let's get to it. So we have the new moon in Virgo on the 14th of September, but before that we have so many planets trining, so many amazing chances for deep reflection, for positive change. We have Mercury going direct at 8 degrees of Virgo. We have a lot of retrograde energy early in the month. Mercury is in retrograde until the 15th. Venus did finally go direct at 12 degrees of Leo on September 3rd, but then the very next day, Jupiter went retrograde at 15 degrees of Taurus. If you are a second decan Virgo, or if you have any major planets between about 10 to 20 degrees of Virgo, you might notice this retrograde. It's a harmonious trine to your Virgo planets. But it's also a time for reflection, retrospection. So Jupiter is the planet of optimism, it's the planet of growth and expansion. It's the planet of opening your mind to new ideas about different cultures, society. It also can tap into spiritual energy, opening your mind to different spiritual or religious beliefs. But as it's retrograde, you might be reflecting and even questioning beliefs. To me, that is just yet another opportunity for growth. On this day, even though Mercury is still retrograde, Jupiter in Taurus is trine Mercury in Virgo. Jupiter is turning retrograde as exactly at the moment that it is trine Mercury at 15 degrees of Virgo. If you have any planets, again, between about 10 to 20 degrees of Virgo, pay attention to that, especially if it's your sun or your moon or your Jupiter. There's going to be a lot of reflecting, not necessarily in a negative way, more exploring, more looking to make sense of things. Then this trine, it's a strong one because Jupiter is stationing. It's not moving forward, it's stationing. So this trine is there for a while. You will be reflecting on these topics for quite a while. During this time, if you're a Virgo rising, Jupiter is in your 9th house of inherited belief systems. This trine is a harmonious aspect. So even though we have some retrograde, reflecting, questioning energy, it's a harmonious aspect. So you're likely just wanting to really understand and make sense of things. This trine does tend to bring about symbiotic relationships and win-win situations. So when I say the word relationship, it could be relationships between people who have different ideas than you, but it could also be a relationship between different areas of your life. It is the relationship between ideas that influence your life. And this is especially interesting because at this time, Mercury, the planet of communication, is conjunct your sun, if your sun is in Virgo, or Mercury, the planet of communication, is conjunct any of your planets that you have between 10 to 20 degrees of Virgo. Even though Mercury is retrograde, when there's a conjunction, especially with your sun, that does bring about more mental clarity. You find that you're able to express yourself with enthusiasm. Though Mercury being in retrograde, it's not necessarily going to make things negative, but it could make it so that some wires get crossed or there are misunderstandings. But that's for everybody. So when Mercury's in retrograde, that's kind of like across the board, communication across the board. But for you, Virgo, you might find that you're able to provide clarification where others might have a difficult time during this transit. So that could be a great thing. And then finally, on the 15th of September, Mercury does go direct. Now, before Mercury goes direct, though, there is a very interesting trine, and it's a grand trine on September 13th. So you have a grand trine between Pluto retrograde at 28 degrees of Capricorn. Uranus is also retrograde at 22 degrees of Taurus, and Virgo is the sun is moving forward, thank goodness. The sun is in Virgo, 22 degrees. And these are some powerful planets. I'm going to try to stick to what I wrote earlier. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, okay? It's the planet of, it also is the planet that really encourages one to look, where are they finding their power? If people are using structures to control others, or they're finding their power in taking advantage of things or controlling other people, Pluto will come and knock that house of cards down. So it's a very powerful planet in that way. It's retrograde, 28 degrees Taurus, in a harmonious aspect though with Uranus, the planet of expect the unexpected. If somebody's been choosing complacency and predictability over joy, Uranus will either slowly or sometimes sporadically encourage some intense change. And so, but these are trine, okay? So that's harmonious, that's win-win, that's symbiotic relationship. So they're trine your sun, especially if your sun, if you're a third decan if you're a third decan Virgo, and your sun falls between like 17 to 30 degrees of Virgo, this is a very harmonious aspect. You might find some opportunities for some changes that you've been wanting. Or if you've been searching, like soul searching, how can I find my inner power, be the best version of me? You've probably been doing a lot of that with Jupiter and Mercury in retrograde. And if you have been, this is going to be a time where maybe some things come to light, some opportunities for positive change come to light. It could also be where there are some difficult but yet welcome changes. They might be things that in your life that you love, but that have been holding you back in one way or another, suddenly stop holding you back, but yet there's a lot of conflict, okay? So it might be a difficult change. And I don't want to sugarcoat everything. I sugarcoat a lot, but this is a very important, huge grand trine and so much growth. So Virgo, just be easy on yourself this month. You will be reflecting. You will be likely looking inward and questioning spiritual, religious beliefs or patterns in your life, everyday patterns. You might be saying, I've been complacent. I'm proud of my choices. I've done a good job, but I do need to welcome some of this change. And so I hope that you're doing that in a way that's allowing you to be happy. This is a time for you to be kind to yourself and allow yourself to go with some changes that will allow you maybe more space for happiness. When Uranus is trining your sun, there might be some fundamental changes in your life that do happen suddenly or unexpectedly. Also, when Uranus is trining your sun, you also may be looking to new ideas and new experiences. Just know that you can trust yourself. Pluto, trusting yourself. And so when Mercury goes direct, if your birthday is between August 27th and September 8th, Mercury is conjunct your sun when it goes direct, and you may notice a burst of clarity. You may be like, yes, finally, people are organized, things are coming together, things are making sense, and I can say what I gotta say, and people are getting it. So this will be a nice time for you in the area of communication and getting your ideas across. And so then on the 19th, this is an interesting thing happening. So the sun is at 27 degrees of Virgo, and it's in exact opposition to Neptune at 27 degrees of Pisces. It's the sun transit, so it's not like a long-lived transit, but it is opposite Neptune in Pisces. And so Neptune's really at home in Pisces, but so Neptune is sort of the planet of our subconscious beliefs and our spirituality, and Pisces is like very watery and intuitive. And so there might be some conflict there, as far as wanting to see the science behind an emotional or spiritual or intuitive idea. And that theme might come up on the 19th. The trine between the sun in Virgo and Pluto in Capricorn really perfects on the 21st. So some of that grand trine energy from September 13th, it might be coming back, but more along the theme of your inner power because of that trine with Pluto. Pluto still is retrograde, so it might be more reflecting on your inner power, but it can still be an incredibly positive opportunity. And then Mercury in Virgo also perfects its trine with Jupiter in Taurus on the 25th. And this time, finally, Mercury is direct. So that's nice. Now, I think, yeah, Jupiter's still retrograde. Correct me if I'm wrong in the notes, but Jupiter's still retrograde, so there's still that reflecting on certain things, certain ideas about whether it's ideas about society or ideas about different cultures or ideas about your own inherited belief systems. So there might still be like some questioning about that, some wondering, but Mercury is direct, so you might find some more clarity at this time. So that's good. And then on the 27th, the moon is in Pisces, sextile Jupiter in Taurus. Sextile brings about the intellectual energies of the planets involved. So the moon is opposite Virgo, so Pisces is opposite Virgo, but Pisces and Virgo have so much in common when it comes to really being analytical and wanting to understand things. That sextile energy with Jupiter, you might experience that as a very harmonious aspect. The sextile energy really does encourage intellectual just excitement about things. So you might notice that you feel excited about, Moon Pisces, something about that you're intuitively picking up on. And then with that harmonious aspect with Jupiter, it could be about beliefs. It could be about growth, expansion in your life. It could be anything. So enjoy that. Then on the 29th, there's a full moon in Aries. So that's always fun, I guess. I hope, though, I didn't neglect to mention Mercury's still retrograde, so please bear with me. I hope I didn't neglect to mention, though, after this grand trine, I think I got so into the change of that energy right after Virgo. This is kind of beautiful. The next day is the new moon in Virgo. So this whole theme around new beginnings, I feel positive change, hopefully, and if there's loss, that there's healing, because this new moon is in Virgo, is encouraging you to start new, to start afresh. And then the next day, on the 15th, Mercury goes direct in Virgo, so things might become a little bit more clear. So I think I didn't mention that earlier, but this is an amazing month for you, Virgo. You have had Pluto trine your sun or any of your major planets in Virgo for quite a while, and that's been really encouraging you to tap into your inner strength. And this grand trine I hope, is going to be really a supportive energy for you to help you and support you in solidifying some of the amazing growth that you've been doing over the last several years. So Virgo, I hope you have a lovely, pleasant, evolutionary, peaceful, spiritual, happiness-filled September. Happy birthday.